Hi guys, it's time for a new video about Commander changes and some bug fixes. Now I did this already, I think twice, but since the last time I did it a few months ago, I actually refined or redefined some of my ideas. I also spoke to a lot of people, so I'll be doing this again. And also this is intended for Blizzard, so Blizzard, please, if you watching this, guys, please get back to me, comment what you think about this, and please say if you yourself had any plans to do this. Tell me so we don't do double job. And as I said already in the email to Mr. Shelley, I am ready to do an interview if need be and provide my government issued ID to kind of verify myself, so you don't think I'm some kind of scammer like those idiots who posted that unwanted content on Arcade and similar stuff. Okay, so yeah, I am the guy with ideas. I have a lot of experience with co-op, and Jake Lord, our young friend from Ukraine, he is the tech guy. He will be doing tech work. Okay, and yeah, please upload these mutations I already gave you. Okay, so before we go to the point to the commanders, I just want to say that I posted on Reddit that I finally reached Blizzard and gave the mutations and also my plans for the future, and community was pretty ecstatic, a lot of praises, but also a lot of people said that they want new maps, new commanders. Unfortunately, that's out of our reach. Two of us cannot and do this because first of all it needs a lot of voice acting in multiple languages, although I also had one response from a guy that, who says that he is a voice actor and can do it in several languages, and he's willing to provide services for free if need be, because co-op is a big part of his life. But if ever we would have some new commanders, I suggest following the policy that the original team had to actually introduce the commanders that were prominent figures in the campaigns. So there are several that are still not used, and those are Hanson, Tosh, Isha, Selendis, and Rohana. Okay, so let's now go the point. So we'll start with Raynor. So Raynor has a problem that he was one of the first or the first introduced commander, and he was even nerfed because when at start Raynor had double mule, and that was later removed, and all things that came later like mutators, most of them new enemy composition, that all is hurting Raynor the most. So whenever there's a tier list, CTG is doing tier lists for the mutations, and Raynor always or almost always in probably 80 to 90% cases finds himself at the bottom. So his main problem is what should be his strength, and that's actually detection. Yes, he has scans, insta detection, but that also hurts his economy. I did a proposition to introduce either Raven or Spectre. Okay, here in the poll on the Discord, on the Reddit, I added the third option just to have the third option, but I never actually considered the Diamondback really seriously. So my Raven was original idea, but I added Spectre. I even voted for Spectre here. I was kind of carried by the community sentiment. Most people voted for Spectre, but the thing is that well, Spectre would fit pretty good to bio play, especially because it's a gas-heavy unit, and normally when you play bio, you are only on 2 gases because you don't need 4. So now you would like take all the gases, and that would be pretty good. Like marine specters, maybe some of the firebats or Marauders Medics if needed, and will be pretty good boost to bio play. But the problem is, first of all, it doesn't solve the main problem. That's the detection. Whenever we have mutations, like we move unseen or Minesweeper or something like that, Raynor sucks. And yeah, that's a thing. And also the specters would only fit for bioplay. Raven would actually fit both for bioplay and if you go air, especially battle cruisers. Yeah, okay, specters would be more unique. We don't have Spectre in co-op yet, if you don't count Nox, but Icos is a special thing. Okay, so we have Ravens, Nova has Ravens, Hanan Horner, but I would make Raynor's Raven kind of unique Raven that has abilities that are pretty much exist now in versus mode. So it would be anti-armor missile, which will be really good for the marine play and also battle cruiser play, because these units have rapid fire units with a small amount of damage per hit. So reducing enemy armor by 3 would be really good. And also the interference matrix, that would be really good for stopping enemy battle cruisers, ravens, and stuff like that. So that would be for anti-mech and also Archons. Disable in versus mode. We have this to disable psionic units, but only Archons, like plasma units, are psionic. Here we have also like infestors, ghosts, and I don't think it wouldn't fit the lore that it does affect biological units, so it would be for against mech and archons. And also the normal turrets with short lifespan and decent damage. And of course Raven would be detector, so I think Raven would be really good addition. And of course in the Prestige Rebel Raider it will also count as air unit, count as air supply to reduce the cooldown of top bars. Okay, so that's it for oh yeah, and yeah, one more thing, like if I would add specters, I would still have to do something with scans, so I wouldn't bring back the double mule, but I would reduce that was my original idea, to reduce the cost of scan to half, to only 25 energy. But also the thing is, if we ever get other commander, and that I think should be Tosh, then we have the option to add the specters to him. Yeah, now that's another thing why it's better to add Raven to Raynor. So yeah, okay, Kerrigan. Kerrigan needs only one thing, and that is to get out earlier, to get out at the 3-minute mark, and not the hero commander. She has to be available at the 3-minute mark, not 4-minute, because unlike all other commanders, especially the ones that also have hero commanders that come out at 4 minutes, they all have something to defend, like early, for example, Rifts to Korhal, where enemy attack wave comes the earliest, and also if you have avoid rifts and things like that. And Kerrigan has nothing, his zerglings are really weak. To make spines, you can only do it on creep, and it heavily hurts her economy, so she needs to be out earlier. Everything else is fine. For Artanis, one thing I would add primarily, and that's the buff Archons, because, Archons are better fighting units than High Templars. They are tankier, they do more damage, they can attack air, but they still have like T-Rex arms, and they are not really that good of a fighting unit, and in most cases you don't need them, so it's just a nerf if you morph 2 High Templars into an Archon, because you are exchanging 2 energy pools for a single one for the same money and same supply, so it's not worth it. So I think Archons deserve a little bit of a buff. I would add them. First of all, I would increase their energy, the maximum energy pool by 50%, so they would have 300 maximum energy. And also I would add them another ability, and that's Plasma Blast, because they are plasma units, so it fits them perfectly. The Plasma Blast, like Hybrid Dominator has, but it would only be a single target. Hybrid Dominator's Plasma Blast deal damage in a splash damage in a small radius, but Hybrid Dominators deserve to have some edge because they are the biggest hybrids in the game, so they deserve to have a little bit of an edge. So for Archons it would be only single target damage, 260 damage per hit. Yeah, and I would also add the upgrade. First it would cost 150 energy and have 10 range, and with an upgrade would reduce cost to 100 energy and range by 3, so it would have 13 range. I think it's a nice little add to Artanis. And not alternatively, but additionally, maybe I would even add Artie himself to have like available at 4-minute mark with his Astral Wind ability to heal his and allied Protoss units in a small radius around him. Also this what is it called? Well, resurrection thing. Okay. But Archons definitely. Okay, that's it for Artanis. For Swan, we need to fix the bug of the Grease Monkey, and that's that turret upgrades are 100% more effective. That means that instead of +1 range, you get +2 in this prestige for the upgrade. Instead of +2 armor, you get +4 armor, but other structures still get +2. Then instead of +25 attack speed, you get +50, but repair drones, they don't have any benefit from this prestige, so they should be repairing at double speed. Some suggest that they should repair the structure to full, but I don't think that's a good idea. I think that they should be working faster. And also we have one mastery problem, and that's this Immortality Protocol cost and build time. It is unique mastery, but the thing is it's too niche, like it only affects 2 types of units, siege tanks and Thors, and it also kind of punishes the good play, because if you play perfectly, and that means if you don't lose any units, if your units don't die, then this does nothing for you. So instead of this, I would add the same thing as Karax has, so like structure health 2% per point, or combat unit health 1% per point. So I would choose either well, with full mastery, either 60% increased structure health or 30% increased combat unit health. It would affect all combat units, so that would be much better. That's it for Swan. Now for Zagara, also when prestiges were introduced, this power set 1 didn't have any effect because Scourge Queen Zagara is unavailable. It was Zagara regen or Zagara attack damage. Then the dev team added here the Queen regen to have something. It is something, but not really much, not enough. And as if you do have Zagara, it's pretty much always better to have energy regen, because she is mostly a spellcaster, not so much of a fighting unit. Then I would actually replace this Zagara attack damage with maximum supply. So that would be pretty unique mastery and pretty good one. So for Scourge Queen, it would always be an option, and would be like 180 maximum supply for Scourge Queen and 130 for other prestiges. And Zagara energy regen would still be competitive with that, because when you're Apex Predator, especially when you have to fight a lot, like when you have Void Reefs for the animators, aggressive deployment, stuff like this, then you have to fight all the time. And of course, even with this mastery, her cooldowns are also reduced, so she can spam more abilities, and you can run other energies, so this is really required. And Apex Predator Zagara can always fight because she has deep tunnels, so if you kill everything at some location, you can always deep tunnel somewhere else and fight there. Okay, so that's it, and just one little touch that I would add here. Now, Abatur has vile roaches, so I would make Zagara's roach drop Corpser strain. I think that would be a cute little thing. Wouldn't do too much, but I think it's okay to do that. Okay, so now we have Vorazun. Man, I'm thirsty. Okay, so Vorazun needs a lot. Vorazun needs a lot because, as CTG likes to say, and I agree, and a lot of other people agree, that she has one real prestige that is the best in most cases, if not in 100% cases. That's Keeper of Shadows, because time stop becomes targeted. All Shadow Guards who died are resurrected in target location, and disadvantage is Shadow Guard duration reduced by 40%. This is not really a trade-off, because you still get a lot more Shadow Guards. They last for 36 seconds instead of 60 without mastery, but when you add mastery, they last for 96 seconds instead of 120, but still, like when you hit time stop, then you resurrect them, and you get more and more as time progresses. So if you get so many powerful units for free, then the trade-off should be that produced units should be more expensive. So instead of this disadvantage, I would make disadvantage to combat units cost 40% more. Yes, 40%, not some cosmetic thing like 5-10%, 40%. So you really have to pay for them. So this would be more specialistic prestige. If you want to use time stop to actually, then you get the Shadow Guards. If you have like Mutators like Black Death or things like that you really cannot fight normally, so to snipe like Void Shards, Void Slivers, Thrashers, use time stop and use these Shadow Guards and to do the job, and then you just let them die or things like that. So that would be more specialistic prestige instead of just all time, every time pick whenever you play Vorazun. And Spirit of Respite, also it's kind of pretty bad because you buff the pylons and then you also nerf them, and in pretty bad way, because recall is very, very important. So I would just buff the pylons, and instead of Dark Pylons lose recall, disadvantage would be that actually what is over here and even more, so that Shadow Guard duration is time life is Shadow Guard duration is reduced by 50%, so that would last only 30 seconds without mastery, 90 with mastery, and that would be a good trade-off for this. Prestige for Withering Siphon, I would remove that thing that this effect cannot kill. I would make it to be able to kill. That would be a lot better, because on paper this sounds great, but when you start playing this, it is underwhelming. So yeah. That would be the thing. Okay, and first I wanted to remove time stop, unit speed increase, and mastery, but I actually learned that it can be pretty useful, especially if I do this to Keeper of Shadows. Then you would use time stop, unit speed increase, would have your Shadow Guards for 60 seconds. That would be enough to do what you need to do with them. But this mastery set is a problem, because first of all, Chrono Boost Efficiency 5 Protoss commanders have that, and okay, some guy told me that he likes to have this because he doesn't need energy, because by the time he needs, he has enough. But the thing is, it's still kind of underwhelming, and too ununique, 5 Protoss commanders having this is too many. So I would actually replace this with something a lot better, and that is the same thing that Abatur has, but that it is Protoss commander. It would be called actually structure warp and research speed 2% per point. With full mastery it would be 60% reduced build time and research time, and that would be great, especially for some abilities that normally take a long time to research. I think the Shadow Fury is like 2 whole minutes. You would also have a little bit more gas, because gases would build faster, and that would be pretty cute. And also and alternatively, because Vorazon has automatic refineries, it would be gas harvesting efficiency mastery, let's say like maybe 20% faster. That could also be pretty good, but I think the first thing would be maybe better. Please comment what you think about this. And also, this is the problem. Like, initial thing is not the problem, the maximum is, because this is not Karax. Like, first of all, Karax with all upgrades has 6 times faster regen, so you can get easily pretty fast to 290 maximum Spiravadun energy. And also with Karax, you sometimes need to stash and then release all energy if you like want to chase on Skite of Aemon to kill the slivers with it and things like that. So some bonuses maybe with a lot of HP. But for Vorazon, if your energy goes above 200, that means that you are playing pretty poorly. So I would replace this with initial Spiravadun energy and generation rate, and it would be 2.2 per point. So you would not start with 90, you would start with 60, but you would also have 60% faster energy generation, which would be really good for longer maps like missed opportunities or mal warfare, things like that. So that's for Vorazon. And one other little thing, and that is that I would add a revelation ability to oracles. Okay, unlike versus mode in co-op, both Aemons and Vorazon oracles are natural detectors, but I would still add them revelation to prevent them to going too close to enemies and get killed. Of course, you need a little bit of micro, but that is it. Okay, so that's it for Vorazon. Karax just needs one thing, and that's to fix the Architect of War little bug. It says Chrono Boost, Chrono Wave, and Chrono Field affect defensive structure, increasing their rate of attack. Well, all three things affect Karax's own structures, but only Chrono Boost and Chrono Wave affect allied structures. That permanent Chrono Field that affects, that increases the productivity by 15%. It doesn't work on allied combat structures, so that should be fixed. Then we have Abatur. Abatur, the Limitless is the problem, because, well, you need Brutalisks and Leviathans as early as possible. That's the power of the Abatur play, but when you need to double the biomass to get your first one, that's the problem, and every subsequent one. So I would actually add the Deep Tunnel ability to Queens, so the Queens could actually follow the Brutalisks whenever they deep tunnel, to immediately collect the biomass when Brutalisks kill something, to heal the Brutalisks, and also to become the Brutalisks when they collect 200 biomass. So that would be they make this prestige a lot better, and also that would open the new luring possibilities for biomass hunting in presently inaccessible places. So I think that would be a really cute thing to have, and pretty much it doesn't seem like much, but I think it would greatly improve this prestige. Okay, so that's it, and yeah, we have Vipers. Now I know it would be a nerf, but the thing is that Vipers' ability energy cost is kind of absurd because in versus mode all three abilities have a pretty big value, both Abduct and Blinding Cloud and the Parasitic Bomb, but here in sorry, I had to pause. Here in co-op we have, the parasitic bomb not so valuable as the other two because you have everything pretty much shoots air. You have Devourers with splash damage. You have Ravagers with strong biles. So yeah, it's not so valuable as in versus mode, and it costs the most energy, like 150. And we have abduct costing 25 energy, so I would make abduct cost 50 and lower the energy cost of parasitic bomb to 75. So that's the thing with Abatur. Now we have Alarak, also Chrono Boost, Efficiency, Mastery. Pretty much everybody chooses this, so I would make instead of this like combat unit cost maybe 0.5 percent per point, so it would be like 15% with full mastery, cheaper units, and only robo and gateway units, because I don't think that that fleet, if you use Shadow of Death, that fleet needs any buffs. Okay. That's for Alarak. Now Nova. For Nova I have some interesting ideas, and that's Soldier of Fortune good, Infiltration Specialist good, but Tactical Dispatcher is a little bit of a problem. Originally Griffin Airstrike was removed. And then it was brought back, but cooldown increased by 300%. I would make it as original. I would remove Griffin Airstrike, but I would also remove the cooldown for Tactical Airlift, so it would only the cost of 200 minerals would remain. That way you could save a lot of money, but you wouldn't have like that delete all attack, the whole attack wave button like this Airstrike, so people who are more confident their abilities to fight the wave without losing units, they would find this prestige really good, because that would be really good mobility, also affects allies, and and also with the mastery change it would be even better, like for example for the Spider Mine play, and that would be when I would change this mastery. So primary ability improvement is I think a lot better than 15% increased combat unit attack speed. So instead of this I would actually change to combat unit ability cooldowns. So Marines, Goliaths, and Liberators would not be affected by this, but those are okay. Marines do have ability, but it's cool. The Steam's cooldown is the same as duration, and it cannot stack, so they wouldn't be affected. But yeah, all these three are very good all-rounder units. Liberators, I mean, they are very powerful as they are, so they don't need that, but it would affect Marauders, more Magral munitions, Ghosts would have more snipes, more EMPs, the Hellbats would have more jumps, Siege Tanks would have more Spider Mines, and by saving money here, it would be really good, like you just deploy Spider Mines, then you redeploy the tanks somewhere else, and that could be a really cute thing. Good way to play. Also air units like Banshees, more of the barrage, and Ravens would benefit the most because they have three abilities: the Railgun Turret, the Healing Drone, and the Hunter Seeker Missile. I think that would be a good change. Other things are fine for Nova. For Stuko we have this awful Plague Warden prestige that is the worst prestige in the whole co-op. So to buff this a little bit I would add the Deep Tunnel ability for Banshees, so they can deep tunnel when they are burrowed. And also get Volatile Infested to have natural spawn chance 15%. So the compound and Alexander would have 15% chance to create a volatile infested, and with mastery it would increase to 30% because mastery is 15. So if you use mastery, then it would be increased to 30%. I think those would be nice buffs to Plague Warden, and instead of this disadvantage to infested civilians have 30% reduced time life, I would actually make Marines, the Marines are produced from barracks, they would have 50% reduced time life, and bunkers would not be able to spawn anything or unload. I mean, you have to make them, they cannot spawn, you have to make them unable to unload, because otherwise you unload and then you have empty bunker for the whole game. It doesn't make sense, so that would be the downside. Okay, other things are fine. Then we have Phoenix. Okay, for Phoenix, I thought of some changes to Unconquered Spirit, but I still don't have a clear idea what to do here, so I would leave this as it is for now. For the Haka, we have had some problems. And the biggest problem is that the Primal Contender is probably the strongest prestige in the whole game. It's too strong. Whenever I mean, if you sum up all the mutations we had to this moment, and of all the big four, as I like to call them, the four strongest prestiges: Primal Contender, the Haka, Lone Wolf, Tychus, Knowledge Seeker, Zeratul, and Best Body Statman. I think that Primal Contender, the Haka, actually comes on top of being the best commander overall for most mutations. So and that's well, the reason is that pack leaders, of course, they are strong as the prestige dictates, but also the fact that that they are map bosses, and they shouldn't be. So I would remove this, because in Zerus missions, in Heart of the Sworn campaign, they were bosses, and then they were important like this. They weren't changed, so that makes them immune to several mutators, and shouldn't be. Now there is a function, there is a place for a map boss tag in co-op, but it is for mission objectives like Terrazin Harvesters or missed opportunities like Orana and Mal Warfare, to make actually game not too unfair, because for example, you have propagators, and we also had some mutations like aggressive recruitment with fast cloaked propagators, and on Mal Warfare, even if you kill all the buildings, you cannot destroy those white circles that suppression towers spawn from. Those are also buildings, and they're indestructible, so some of them are really close to where Orana is passing by, and where she purifies the terminals. And imagine propagators spawning from there and eating Orana, and we lose like 8000 HP Orana, and you lose the game just like this in a split second. That's not fair. So that is the function of map boss tag, to be immune to these kind of situations. But definitely commanders should not have map bosses in their arsenal, so I would remove the map boss thing. And we have also two bugs to fix, and one of them is that Primal Contender, the Kron, his abilities are not both active and passive, do not do 50% more damage, and that should be fixed. And also there was the bug that whenever you have double-edged mutator, both the Kron and all Tyrannosaurs who have the gene mutation that gave them the shoot back ability were instantly kill themselves whenever coming in contact with enemy. That's, I don't know how exactly that works, but probably creates some kind of loop of never-ending damage. So that was fixed by Tangor in 2022. He just added double edge to the list of mutators that map bosses are immune to, but now if I would remove the map boss tag, that would again be the bug, but that one I think would be the hardest to fix. I don't know if we would be able to sorry, fix that, but we'll see. It should be fixed. And other things for the Haka are fine. Now Han and Horner, I wanted to change this because yeah, this is also pretty useless. They just have some niche uses. Galactic gun runners, bombing platforms are no longer capped, but they cost more. I would make first I wanted to change this to remove the, instead of bombing platforms cost 100% more, to actually remove the call in the fleet top bar. But Aaron told me that this is not the thing, because it should be the top bar thing. So yes, I agree. Actually, you use the strike fighter to actually get vision, and then you drop the space station or the call in the fleet. So should be something else is a downside, but I didn't yet think of what. So I would maybe for now leave it as it is. But what Heron Horner overall needs is the stronger defense, because they really suck at static defense. They only have normal anti-air turrets. So I would add them Planetary Fortress. Now, okay, Aaron also said that the Planetary Fortress has no business being in co-op. Okay, Amon already has planetaries, but I disagree here. I think that it would be a good thing, and also other people agree that they should have a Planetary Fortress, and also the eco is not the best, so I would add them in 8th level. When you reach level 8, his and her supply, increasing health and supply by 100%, but also I would make this his and her SCVs, so double SCV production. That would be really good boost for Han and Horner. And other small thing is that significant other bonuses, it hits late and it's underwhelming. So instead of 15%, I would make it double. I would make it 30%. That's it. Then we have Tychus, and Tychus needs Lone Wolf needs a little bit of nerf because it's too strong. So when beyond the vision range of all other outlaws deal 30% more damage for each outlaw recruited, and take 50% less damage. I would make it so it takes 10% less damage per outlaw. So the same thing that they gain attacking power, they would actually get also defensive power. So when you get Tychus out, it will only have 10%, and it would increase by 10% per each outlaw. So only when you get all 5 out, it would be 50% damage reduction. So that's it for Tychus. And yes, Odin also is a kind of a map boss, a strange one, because it's not immune to propagators or moment of silence, but is immune to other mutators that also pack leaders are. So it's kind of strange thing, but I would also remove that from the Odin, as the same thing as for pack leaders. Zeratul. Okay, Zeratul is strong, but I don't know, it was already nerfed in a way. So I would also just nerf the Legendary Legion to be available every 3 minutes instead of every 2. And but I would buff Anak soon. Super cloak duration, instead of 15 seconds, I would make it 20 seconds, a little bit buff to the super cloak. Okay, and Statman. Signal Servant is underwhelming, so I would make Statalized Detectors. I think that would be a nice little buff. Oil Baron is actually pretty good. That doesn't need any changes. Combat units cost 40% more minerals because they are better. Mecha Infestors are unavailable because it doesn't make sense. They don't make sense in this prestige. So this is really good. The advantage and the trade-off, but the best body is problematic because it's just too strong. So instead of Gary health and damage increased by 100%, I would actually make Gary normal, like normal health and damage, but I had two ideas. First, to actually reduce the cooldown by, let's say, 40% of the abilities, except the Gary zone, and that would be trade-off to remove the Gary zone. So you have more teleports, you have more Igor's, more overcharges, but no Gary zone. And the other thing that I thought later would be the opposite thing, to make Gary zone permanent, but to actually nerf the satellites to be inactive if outside of a zone, and they would not produce their own zone unless overcharged. So it would be like you pretty selfish prestige then, because you wouldn't be able to give zone to ally to boost his eco, but and that would be kind of pretty interesting, because then, you know, whenever Gary flies over satellite, then the satellite could be, you know, when you overcharge, then it would well be invulnerable, but it would be it would provide bonuses and the zone, but I think the teleport would be should be changed, either removed or changed to be able to teleport on every satellite that exists. I think that would be pretty good, because removing the teleport would be just too bad. And satellites, if they would be inactive, enemies would not attack them, so it would always be available whenever Gary is near to be overcharged. That could be pretty good thing, and of course you would be able to place them only if Gary is nearby, so that would be a little bit of a downside. At the start of the game you would have a stash of satellite that you wouldn't have anywhere to place until Gary is out and morphed to Super Gary, so I don't know. I think I have to think about this more, but please comment what do you think about this. And yeah, this upgrade, this mastery is the most underwhelming compared to the other, which is matched with. So I always want Gary ability cooldown, even if you are signal savant. So I would make this, instead of upgrade resource cost, research cost, to include all the research, not just attack and armor upgrades, to be a little bit more competitive. And the other masteries are good, so that's Statman. And as for Arcturus, I would nerf Earth Splitters to have contaminated strikes be able to be cast just in the range of Earth Splitters, not map wide. For example, if you have like 20 Earth Splitters and 10 of them are in range of where you want to hit contaminated strikes, and other 10 are not, so only those 10 would then hit with contaminated strikes. That would be, I think that's necessary. I think this way is too powerful. And also one small thing to the mastery is like a Royal Guard experience gain rate. This is very underwhelming. It's only 15%. And you always kind of want starting Imperial Mandate, because that's you have the bunker at start, and you turn those 6 troopers then into workers, like 6 additional workers at start is a huge buff, plus you have 5 additional energy left over, so you can have second bunker early, and that's just a huge starting buff. So in order for this to be competitive, I think it should be tripled. Instead of 15% with full mastery, it should be 45% increase, like Royal Guard experience gain rate. Okay, so that's it, guys. And yeah, one other thing for Han and Horner that I forgot: when Tangor was doing these bug fixes in 2022, he actually to fix the bug, which I don't even consider a bug, of galleons being able to be lifted by hybrids or phoenixes when they're in production. They added them structure attributes, so now they are unkillable with eminent domain mutator. I think that should be reversed, because I don't consider it even a bug, and this way it's just stupid. Like, you on Temple of the Past, for example, if you have a minute domain, you just place a galleon on each pathway to the temple, and they still attract enemy fire, so they just stall enemies forever, and that's just not as it should be, so that should also be fixed. Okay, that should be reverted. Okay, thanks for watching this. Blizzard guys, Blizzard team, please consider this and go back to me, tell me what you think, and please, once again, please upload those mutations, and when you do this, it's a signal for me to immediately start working on new ones. I already have some prepared. I did like 10 to 15 more, but I still need to get them translated and patched, but that's the easy job now. Okay. Thanks guys, see you around.